opportunities would you recommend for students who are looking to work in either maybe at Applied BioMath or at a company like Applied BioMath? And also, how many internships should a student have before going to look for a job in industry? So maybe start with the first question. What internship opportunities are there?
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on these questions.
Oh, great.
So, right. So I think people listening might have heard that the best way to get a job in industry is to already have one. So how do we arrange that? It's called an internship or a postdoc. And in fact, I should go back because to complete the answer for my last question, convincing people in academia to come into industry not only is convincing them to give up tenure and academic complete freedom, it's also convincing them to get some additional experience. So if you get a Ph.D. in a math department, typically you will need to do some additional training, and that would be potentially as a postdoctoral researcher. Could be in industry, ideally in industry, could be in a biology lab or some other application, engineering lab, applied mathematics group. So what types of things are we looking for? We're looking for people to spend a good year or two or more learning this other language, working in an interdisciplinary setting, applying the mathematics to these biology problems. And that can be challenging. A lot of mathematicians or students or postdocs I talk to haven't had that experience. So now how would you get that experience in industry in particular? The best way to look for these internships is the same way you'd look for any kind of career in industry. You go to the company website and you do a search for mathematics or math or some other keywords, systems modeling, systems pharmacology. Some of those keywords can get you some of these jobs. And all of the positions, whether they're full-time, potentially long-term, or if they're postdoctoral or they're internships, they are listed on the same website. Now, how do you know which companies to look for? You could go and look for best biopharma companies to work for in the Chicago region or wherever you want to be based, or you could look US or elsewhere. And biopharma, I want to explain, is a combination of biotechnology, which traditionally means companies that are working on products made from cell lines that can be considered to be proteins or other products like that from organisms. And pharmaceutical companies traditionally were working on small molecules, synthetic small molecules, like aspirin, for example. Now most companies do both, although there's some that just do one. So you can look for biopharma, you can look for biotechnology, biotech, or pharma or pharmaceutical, and look for the best companies to work for or biggest companies because they're most likely to have openings. And then you find that list and you go to each of the websites. That's my best recommendation for finding this. Now, if you happen to be linked to me on LinkedIn or some other people in industry, which is a great idea, but I will warn everybody on this call, I abide by the guidelines of LinkedIn, and I only connect to people I know, so we need to have talked or corresponded some way. But your professor might know me, and you could get them to link to me, and that would be fine, because then you can see my posts. And one of the main things I do on LinkedIn is I go scroll through listings, activity posts, and I like any of those that might be of interest to people I'm connected to. And in particular, I'm looking for things for students, postdocs, faculty. If there's a postdoc position, if there's a regular position and it involves math modeling, I'm always doing that type of thing. So you can find these internships, these opportunities in a variety of ways, or you could search LinkedIn. And then, I guess, how many are there? So my company is a little bit small, so we don't have one currently, although we're very aware of the benefit of that. So we've had them in the past. We hope to have them again in the future. At Genentech, I had 2 interns, 2 different years. At AstraZeneca, I had 2 students working in these special positions with me. And so most of the big companies have programs where they're looking for interns, and they are also looking for something similar to what the students might be looking for. Students are looking to understand what it's like to be in industry and to work on problems that would have applications so they can learn that piece. And companies are looking to see, would we hire this person? And a lot of times they would like to. So that's a great opportunity, a great idea, great question.
Yeah, thank you.